This week we studied a portion of Pinchas. The beginning of the portion continues on from a story we read at the end of last week's portion. Last week we read about the young men of Israel sinning with the daughters of Midian, and God is very angry and he breaks a plague among the Jewish people. Pinchas, the grandson of Aaron, gets up and he takes a spear. He follows a leader of the Jewish people from the tribe of Shimon into his tent while he's sinning with a daughter of a king of Midian, and he attacks them both and kills them. And when he goes out, that caused the rest of the Jewish people to stop sinning and God's wrath to be removed. This is the story of last week. Immediately this week, God spoke to Moshe saying the following. God spoke to Moshe saying, Pinchas, the son of Elazar, the son of Aaron the priest, has turned my anger away from the children of Israel by zealously avenging me in their presence. And therefore God is granting Pinchas a very special reward, that he is going to be a priest, and the priesthood will remain not only for him but forever for all his children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and all these descendants to come. The Lubavitch Rebbe is asking that Moses also remove God's wrath from the Jewish people on several occasions, not once. We know about the sin of the spice, we know about the golden calf, we know about the complaint of the water, we know about the manna, that they wanted meat. All those times, during those times, God was about to wipe the Jewish people out, and Moshe sticks up for the Jewish people and removes God's wrath. Yet we don't find God rewarding Moshe in any way even close to the reward Pinchas received for one act. In addition, we read in the Torah or in the Midrash that Moshe requested from God at one point to allow his honor to continue on with his children, and God refused that request. Unlike Pinchas, where the reward is that his honor, his reward continues on for his children and grandchildren and future generations. And one wonders why. Says the Rebbe that there is a major difference between avenging the God's zealousy by Pinchas versus Moshe. Moshe always removes God's wrath through prayer. In other words, it was connected to a spiritual sacrifice. Even when Moshe turned to God and says, remove me from your book if you do not atone the Jewish people, he was about to lose his spiritual connection to God. It was all about the spiritual realm. Pinchas, however, took a spear and in this physical universe endangered his life and went and did a physical act to cause the Jewish people to stop sinning. In other words, he puts his life on the line, and for that the reward is far greater, the covenant of the priesthood to continue on for the future generations, not just Pinchas. Says the Rebbe, there are two ways of serving God. There is one way of a spiritual, lofty, elevated and removed from the universe, like someone who studied Torah all day, and that is represented by Moshe. The problem with this type of service of God is that it is shaky and can stop at any moment. Just like when God gave the Torah to the Jewish people, as soon as God left the universe, the Jewish people went back to their bad behavior, and as we find that they worship the golden calf. Pinchas, however, represents someone who interacts with the physical universe, doing mitzvot to serve God with physical objects, like coming to synagogue to pray, like giving coins or money to a poor man to help him, like eating matzah on Passover and lighting candles on Shabbat and putting on tefillin in the morning. All those mitzvot interacts with the physical world. Anytime we interact with the physical world, it is everlasting and will never be removed. And that's why Pinchas, representing mitzvot that interact with the physicality and materialism of this universe, had an impact that was everlasting. And it teaches us how valuable mitzvot, doing mitzvot, serving God in this physical universe is powerful, because they will never be erased, they can never be removed, and they will always stand for us and for our future generations as well. I hope that you can take this lesson and apply it in our day-to-day life, and I only want to wish you a healthy and happy week. And thank you for listening.